Good morning, dear students. Today we are here to discuss English. So, we are here to discuss active and passive voice. Okay, we are here to discuss active and passive voice. But before discussing active and passive voice, we will discuss a few things about verb. Just because active and passive voice is totally interconnected with verb. Okay, if we know something about verb, or you may say a little bit about verb, it would be convenient to understand passive voice. Okay, so let me start with verb. First of all, the definition of verb is, it is a word to refer a verb. It is a word to refer an action. So the correction, it is a word to refer an action. Like, if I say read, I am denoting some action. You know about read, it is to read loudly a book or something else. So verb is something that is referred to an action. Okay, for more important thing, we do not have to learn all verb. It is just a specific time, or it is just a specific part which we have to discuss. Types of verb, it contains auxiliary verb and main verb. Okay, now what is auxiliary verb? Auxiliary, it is rooted with aux and it means to help. So I can say, if auxiliary verb is something that helps the main verb. Further, we can divide it into two parts: primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary. What are primary auxiliaries and what are modal auxiliaries? Primary auxiliaries are those which can be used as a helping verb as well as a main verb. But modal auxiliaries can never be used as a main verb. These are just helping verbs. Okay. Verbs are two types: auxiliary verb and main verb. What is auxiliary verb? Auxiliary verb is a verb that helps the main verb. Okay. If we talk about the types of auxiliary verb, it is of two types: primary and modal. Primary auxiliaries are three types. These are written over here. Primary auxiliaries of three types: do, be, have. If we have to find the helping verbs of the tenses, these are the verbs that will help us. Okay, there are three forms of do, be, have. Each of them have three forms. Okay, if we talk about do has first form as do does, second form did, and third form done. Be, first form is am are, second form was were, third form been. Have, first form has have, second form had, third form had. Okay, if we have to find the helping verb of tenses, we must remember about the things that present tense always takes first form. Present tense always takes first form as its helping verb, and the past tense takes second form as its helping verb. Okay, further we can divide the types of the auxiliary verbs that are primary auxiliaries: do, be, and have. Do stands for indefinite, be stands for continuous, and the helping verb, that is have, stands for perfect. Okay, fine. Further, if I have to know that what is the helping verb of present indefinite. Okay, present indefinite. The helping of present indefinite, how will we find it? Again, I repeat it, you do not have to mug up all these sits. हमें बस just we have to know the concept, how these are brought, how the helping verbs are originated. Basically, we are trying to originate the helping verbs. How? The present is the first form, okay, and the indefinite stands for do, means first form of do. Okay, find over here first form of do. Here is do and the first form is do and does. Okay, then the helping verb of present indefinite is either do or does. Oh yes, if we have to find the helping verb of present continuous, you can find the helping verbs of all present and past, but the helping verb of future is directly derived from the modal auxiliaries. Okay, so that is not derived from this. Present continuous. Present means first form and continuous means be. ये देखो, look over here, be continuous. Okay. Then first form of be is the helping verb of present continuous. Present continuous. Helping of present continuous is the first form of be. Where is be? Here is be. Be and its first form it is am are. Then the helping verb of present continuous are is, am and are. Okay. Further, let me erase it. If I have to find the helping verb of present perfect, if I have to find the helping verb of present perfect, so present denotes first form and perfect denotes have. First form of have. Then the first form of have would stand for the helping verb of present perfect. Okay. Let us find out have and its first form. What are these? Has and have. Okay. There are certain things we must know about the helping verbs. Helping verb of past indefinite. Helping verb of past indefinite. Past, देखो इधर past tense takes second form as its helping verb and indefinite takes do as its helping verb. So second form of do. Let us move on at do and its second form did. Is the helping verb of past indefinite did? Yes, it is. Next, if we want to find helping verb of past continuous. Past continuous. What will I have to do? Past stands for second form and the continuous stand for be. Fine. So the helping verb of past continuous is the second form of be. Where's be? Be is over here. And what is its second form? That is was or were. Fine. Then the helping verb of past continuous is either was or were. As simple as that. Believe me, finding the helping verb is just a bite of food you have to take. Next. So by the method, we have tackled all the helping verbs of all tenses and you do not need to mug up all these things. Fine. Okay. Next. Moving on the next topic, that is active and passive voice. Okay, let me tell you why I told you about the verbs. Because active and passive voice is all about the helping verbs. Okay. If we talk about verbs, there are 3 or 4 topics that are interconnected with verbs. First is your tense, second voice, third is narration, and the fourth one is mood. These 4 topics are interconnected with the topic verb. It means if you master verb, you can master tense, voice, narration, mood. Each and every topic is directly related to verb. How? Let's find out. Okay. So we are here to learn about voice. What is voice? First of all, we will question what before learning any topic. If we ask question what is voice? Voice is a way to express verb. Verbs could be can be expressed in many ways, but voice is one of them. Okay, voice is a way to express verb. Verbs, the expression of verb in important manner, or you may say in a unique way, is called voice. We will discuss voice, the definition of voice later. Why do we use voice or why do we need voice? Though when subject is unavailable, when the subject of the verb is unavailable, we use voice. Okay, when subject is insignificant. How can I say that subject is insignificant or unavailable? Okay, let's say someone has stolen my phone or someone has done these things. Okay, I do not know the person, but I know someone was there. Here clearly the subject is unavailable. In this case, we use passive voice. Okay, when subject is insignificant means to say that if you want to tell anyone that someone has made the sword, okay, then the sword is made of iron and it is almost, or you may say every time done by a similar person, that is called Aaron Smith. Okay. In these cases, the Aaron Smith and someone, here the subject is unavailable and here the subject is insignificant. Because if you say that someone has made the sword, it clearly indicates that someone who can be a blacksmith. Okay. When we want to start a sentence with object, passive is used in another case when we want that we start the subject with object. Okay, in the same case, the was is used. Okay, fine. What are the rules under which we can change a sentence from active, or you may say into passive from active? There are certain rules. We will be learning them. First rule: bring object at the place of subject. It means the object will be written at the end of sentence. Bring it at the beginning. Okay. Should I erase this? The second rule, and the most important rule, the crux of passive. The crux of passive. You do not need to mug up all the rules that verbs first form will be changed into ism or plus VP. Okay. You will not need to learn these things. You will not mug up these things. Okay. So change the verb as be plus verb की third form of verb. Be plus third form of verb. Most important. Okay. Let's say there is a verb written into first form. We have to change the verb into passive voice. Remember, this must be changed as be plus third form of verb. And the be verb will be written in the same form the verb is written. Means the form of verb will be referred to the be form. How it works? If there is verb's first form, then first form of be, and first form of be is, am or are. That we have discussed earlier. Fine. And after that, the third form of the verb. The third form of the verb. Okay. Moving to the next, write meaning of third form, which we have already written. Write a preposition, and the most common preposition we use is by. After that there are two and many more prepositions. Okay. So there is a last rule, and that is rule number 5. Where are the subject gone? The subject is missing, right? Okay. The 5. Write subject. Here we will call the subject agent, and the subject must be written in objective case. What is objective case? It is like, if we take he, it is subjective form. Okay, you may call the objective case where object is put. Okay, the object is always written in objective case. Subject, its objective case is him. If I say that I, its objective case is me. Okay. We, its objective case is us. Okay. So the subject will be written at the end, or you may say after the preposition, and the subject must be written into objective case. Now take the screenshot of the previous slide, because I have erased all the rules. And you yourself has to prefer the rules. You yourself have to see the rules. Okay, the examples. Example. First example. Okay, let us say I take tea. Okay, I take tea. If we have to change the sentence into passive voice, what is the first law? Bring the object at the place of subject, right? So this is our subject. It is our verb, and the tea is object. Bring the object at the place of subject. Fine. It is tea. Tea. After that, there was E. After that, we use be plus third form of verb. Be plus third form of verb. And the be is written in the same form the verb is written. Okay. Fine. The take is take. Now take is into first form of it. First form means. First form of be. First form of be. And what is the first form of be? Remember, is, am, are. That we discussed earlier. You must have written these things. After that, it is was or were. Now it is been. Okay. First form of verb means first form of be. There are three first form of be, but we have to select which one we are going to use, and this must be cleared, or T will tell us which first form. I think which first form will come over here. Okay. T is the singular subject. T is singular, so the helping verb being used over here must be in singular form. Okay. So, first form of be is one more trick. There is a trick by which we can consider the verbs in singular. Singular verbs takes s or es in it. Okay, means all the singular verbs will take s or es, as s is present in is or s is included in is. So is the first form. Is the singular form. R have no s in it, so R is the plural form. Now you may say am is used for I. Okay, if we talk about was and were, there is a s in was, so was is singular and were is plural. Again, have is singular, have is plural. Okay, next. I think I have not done the examples clearly. I'll take T. Fine. First of all, put the object at the place of subject, that is T. First form of verb, so first form of be, that is because it is singular. If there was a plural object, we must have used R in place of is. Okay. T is third form of verb, that is taken. T is taken. Now put the preposition and the subject into objective case. T is taken by me. Fine. Now move on to the next example, that is I beat you. Okay, let's change the example as he beats you. Okay. Now the first thing we have to do is place the object in place of subject, that is you. Okay. What is the verb? First form plus s. Look, beat plus s means first form plus s. We change the verb as be plus third form of verb, and the same form in be. What is it? The subject written. Okay. So first form of be, it is either is or are, because am is used for I. Similarly, you and are, you and is it's singular, are is plural. Why? Because there is an s for singular and is. Okay. You is a plural object. You is a plural subject. So we will not use is over here, we will use are. Now, you are third form of third form of verb, that is beaten. You are beaten by what is preposition? What is by? It is a preposition. Now the objective case of he, and the objective case of he is him. You are beaten by him. He beats you, you are beaten by him. It is a clear, trick. You may say it is a concept, but it is as simple as a trick. Okay. Last example. Last example. Let's say I'm taking another thing. Let's say it is CAUGST caught the train. It is second form. Fine. but this is object, this is verb and this is subject. Put the object at the beginning. The train. Train is singular or plural? It is singular. So we will use singular helping verb according to the verb. Be plus third form of verb and second form of be. Why? Because the verb is written in second form. Second form of be. Why? Because the verb itself is written into second form of it. Okay. So second form of be was or verb. Clearly, S for singular and no S for plural. So the sentence is written. Sorry, the verb of the subject is written into singular. So we will consider singular. The train was. Third form of verb and the third form is similar at the second form. C-A-U-G-H-T. Catch, caught, caught. The train was caught. Preposition plus agent. And what is agent? Agent is the objective form of objective case of subject. So we will put preposition by and the objective case of they is them. Okay. The sentence so formed is the train was caught by them. What was the active S? They caught the train. Passive of it is the train was caught by them. Passive is really very easy if you want to learn in an arranged manner. So we will meet in the next class. Have a very great day. Good night.